Do you ever tune in to a campy, over-the-top Disney Channel show and think to yourself, you know what? This is not enough. I need more. I need more singing. I need more dancing. I need more over the top. I need more camp. Well, don't you worry, because the Disney Channel universe has a solution for you, and they will supply the musical episode. I lived for the premiere of the musical episode on Disney Channel. It was for sure an event that you popped popcorn for. And looking back, I didn't realize how many episodes or shows actually had musical episodes. In this video, going to talk about the top 3 best Disney Channel musical episodes, the heavy hitters, if you will. Keep in mind, there are a lot of factors / unfair advantages that cause a more lackluster musical episode.
Oh, I've had it up to here with these Texas guys.
But that doesn't mean we cannot appreciate the dope ones. That being said, it is time to tune in because you're watching Disney Channel. The first show and episode we will be covering is The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody Commercial Breaks. The episode begins with Manager Mosby, played by Phil Lewis, telling the Tipton Hotel staff that he has some disturbing news. Mr. Tipton wants to use the hotel for the backdrop of the new hotel commercial. Employees can prepare an audition to be featured as well. Everyone is excited for the possibility of fame, including the boys Zack and Cody, played by Dylan and Cole Sprouse. Them and their mother, played by Kim Rhodes, go for the opportunity of stardom and wait in that insanely long line. Here in my notes, I wrote, Kim Rhodes equals baddie. Unfortunately, she is not the director's first choice because they have some history.
Next!
The director at first actually goes with the Nepo baby, but that doesn't last for very long because Mr. Tipton loves the family angle with the mom and the children, so they end up being in the commercial. However, we do get to see an entertainment veteran shine in the process of all of this madness. As I mentioned, Phil Lewis plays Mr. Mosby, and while he is frustrated watching the heiress bumble about, he shows her and us just how it is done.
Next time, stay at the Tipton. The Tipton puts you on top.
Prior to Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Phil Lewis had played on shows such as A Different World, Ally McBeal, Sister Sister, and the list goes on. Phil Lewis is also a TV director and has directed hella shows. He has one of those faces you're just like, I know him from somewhere. I've seen him somewhere. You have. You have. I put this episode in the top 3 spot because it's not fully musical, but the scenes still give us more than enough theatrics to satisfy. Next, we have Even Stevens and the episode Influenza. Hearing the Even Stevens theme song again, I totally forgot all about it, and then as soon as I heard it, it just transported me back. So I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get this one at first. What I mean is when I watched it again, it made me question our choices and our taste. But after doing some more research, I realized that our little eyes and ears were actually witnessing history in the making. This Even Stevens episode was the first musical episode that Disney Channel had done, and because of its success, other Disney Channel works, specifically That's So Raven and High School Musical, were actually able to launch and entertain us. We begin with Ren, who has the flu. She is dying to go to school because if she doesn't, she won't get her perfect attendance award. Meanwhile, Louis is being himself, but poor Ren cannot settle for bed rest and Western musicals.
I'm riding the range in 1869.
Keep that catchy tune in mind. She is forcing herself to feel better, so she takes a hit of the vape. And then we transition into the school where the principal says,
Ren, you're late.
everything seems normal until...
These are the morning announcements for today.
Now this leads to a slew of musical numbers. Louis singing about getting out of his fitness test.
I always find a way.
I just need to put a side note for a second. You know, a lot of times when we are content creators and we're doing videos and they revolve around nostalgia content, sometimes it's hard because you have to also mention people who perhaps have not had the greatest past or the greatest journey. And there's some people on this list that are like that. And so I just want to clear the air and say that, you know, this is more celebratory of the art of dance and how it can be shown in other art forms or adjacent to other art forms. So that's really the concept of this video, but I totally understand that there are going to be people on this list that have made some decisions that were not the best of decisions. However, we also have to understand the environments are not the best environments. When people do nostalgia content centered around like Disney, Nickelodeon, these big conglomerates, we know there's going to be drama. We know there's going to be behind the scenes things that we don't even have stories yet that haven't come out yet. So I just want to put that out there because I'm not sitting here, you know, doing a video promoting crazies. I'm just making that clear. So Ren catches up with friends and they remind her that the big science presentation is due. But wait, Ren doesn't know about this.
You sure it's today?
Then her mortal enemy, Larry, played by fine-ass Ty Hodges, chimes in as well. I hope this man is a good man in real life. You know, like I said, we just had this conversation, girl, about like, I hope this man is a good man in real life. I honestly just have a crush on him because he was in a Janet Jackson music video. That's really like, you're in a Janet Jackson music video, you have my love. If that's what the boogeyman looks like, I am fine with that. As they are concerned, Ren runs to find research about the space program, and Louis is researching ways on how to get out of gym. I touched on this briefly, but Louis has a side plot where he's trying to get out of his fitness endurance test. Now everyone is dreading where they all will meet their fates. Just shouting out this choreography, the locker choreography is fire. And do you see those turns and seconds in the hallway? Girl, I love me some technique, child. This was choreographed by Kim Blank, at least from my research. It was choreographed by Kim Blank. The gym teacher tells us he is
Dangerous, cruel, and sadistic.
I just think there's certain words you just can't say anymore, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, Larry is turning liver into chocolate. Yeah. Finally, it's time for Ren to give her presentation, and the teacher tells us she's been waiting for this since she was like born. As Ren stands in front of the class, Ren sings a thoughtful, profound song. One that challenges the limitations of space, time, and Earth as we know it.
We went to the moon in 1969, not 1970, but a year sooner.
Oh, wait, never mind. She doesn't do that. I didn't remember how basic this song was, but yep, that's actually what she sings. Now, as I mentioned, some episodes are going to have their advantages and others not so much. Some key artists here are Christy Carlson Romano. She is a Broadway babe playing in shows like Parade, Beauty and the Beast, and Avenue Q. She's also that girl Kim Possible, so you know. There are some other professional performers here as well. You have Lauren Allison Frost, who is Ruby. She played young Barbara in a Barbra Streisand show and then did a duet with Barbra Streisand on stage. Girl, I could literally, I don't even know how you could work your nerves up to even let the song come out of your mouth. How did she do that? But you know, when you're young, you're always audacious. So there you have it. Then you have Gary Leroy Gray, who we saw throughout our whole childhood, okay? And no complaints, because I love him. So overall, the Even Stevens musical episode did have the foundation necessary for a good musical episode. The last show we are talking about, however, lets us know what happens when the formula has been revised.
Let's go. You could get
Gaze into the future. Listen! Oh, I love this show. Guys, remember what I said about Even Stevens paving the way? Well, here it is, you beautiful people out there. This That's So Raven episode is called The Road to Audition. The plot is based around a vision Raven has where she sees a man disguised as a janitor. He says, "I'm in Bayside, I'm undercover, and I'm gonna find him." Now, why does this cryptic message get her excited, you ask? Well, it's because her and her family had just been watching their favorite reality talent competition show called Undercover Superstar. Look who we have here. So she puts two and two together and says, he's undercover, he must be looking for talent. I mean, when you are so locked into your dreams, I love it. Raven tells her besties, Eddie and Chelsea, her vision and tells them not to tell anyone. But the mean girl, Jasmine, overhears them. We'll be seeing her later, obviously. Now, I have a personal question. Do you guys remember this guy? What I remember from my youth, this hall monitor role was a competition. Am I wrong? I remember there being a competition or something special about this hall monitor role because it was like they were searching and auditioning and trying to find somebody for this role, and they landed on this kid. And I could have sworn maybe he was in one of those interview commercials. I'm pretty sure, guys. I'm pretty sure. So the first musical number actually begins with Corey, who is the king of the keys. And his whole side plot is he's trying to retrieve a tape of his parents' performance called Toasted Jelly. Ooh, there's mean girl Jasmine.
listen to me singing. I'm a goddess.
Singing beautifully, by the way. Oh, I love this number. This bothers me. Why is this grown man sitting here listening to these kids sing and dance? Do you actually do have a job, so can you? The besties continue to do a horrible job at keeping Miss Scout a secret. Raven continues trying to prove that she is more than a girl with bucket. And now the entire school has gone full-blown musical. I guess the teachers were just absent that day. Maybe it was a teacher convention or something, and the kids just can come in school and teach themselves for the day. That's how we're going to explain it. We get the fabulous
Annalisa
Vendale Poole doing her number. Fun fact, Annalisa is a Dutch actress that also played Belle on Broadway in 2007 and was actually the last Belle that they had. That's huge. Like, wow. Ooh, I'm telling you, I'm saying all of these things. I have to kind of give the background of these people because I really do sometimes think that we take these refined, artists for granted because we're just so used to art. And it's great that we're used to art. It's great that we're used to exposure to art. However, we also kind of have to recognize there are certain crafts that really take time. And in order for you to be successful in whatever craft you want to have an accumulated knowledge and accumulated understanding of self, but also of experiences and just different lessons that you've learned throughout either that skill or just throughout life in general. Does that make sense? She sings all alone in the hallways. And I love also the episode has different musical genres for each character, which is crazy that they even thought of that. They could have just did something very simple and generic and just had all of the songs sound more Broadway-like, but the style of the songs are all different. The undercover janitor says, "Is everyone in this school trying to get into showbiz? Can you give us a chance or not?" Clearly people are trying to get your attention, sir. So if you have nothing to offer, then we need to regroup, you feel what I'm saying? Then we get this b-ball number. It's crazy because, as I mentioned, Even Stevens paved the way for That's So Raven as well as High School Musical. And it's crazy because this is where the original basketball dance number comes in. Look at that. Everyone at the school has had their moment except for Raven. She needs to make her move and audition for this undercover janitor. So she finds time to fashion this hat, and now she is going to show the janitor that she is in fact the talent that he has been looking for. And one thing about Raven, she is going to perform oh my God, I wanted to be her so badly. But again, we had this discussion. We know that there is unfortunate circumstances that happen or that go along with that level of fame or being young and being famous. But one thing about Raven, girl is a pro. Now Raven and Mean Girl Jasmine are friends, and everyone thinks that they're gonna have a chance at fame, except...
Wait, I thought you were undercover.
I am. For the health department.
Sorry guys, just kidding. He was just there for bugs.
Are there any kids around here who could sing or dance or want to be a superstar?
No, Paula, we're not interested. You guys, this episode was directed by Debbie Allen. What do you say? What else do you say? There's nothing else to commentate on. It was choreographed by Debbie Allen, period. That's it. That's all you need to know. We were definitely spoiled with this level of entertainment. As I mentioned, of course, Paula Abdul made a feature, which was awesome because, Paula Abdul is a superstar in her own right. But then her being a judge on American Idol, I think is so funny. Also, I want to shout out the Baxter parents because they are both played by television and entertainment veterans. Takia Crystal Kima was in the cast of In Living Color, and then Rondell Sheridan, he was on Cousin Skeeter, so obviously you can see what I deem as important. He's also a stand-up comedian, so that's, they are successful in their rights within the entertainment field. These are artists who have curated their craft so much so that it is now a versatile showcasing of talents and knowledge. A Disney Channel episode did not have to be that good. But it was, and of course we know the Disney Channel pop star pipeline, but with an episode like this, it definitely felt more pure than that. The cast had already had the robustness of being entertainers, more than just some industry plant could do. I love how we grew up on entertainers who were brought up with values that made their gifts a polished and precise offering. It's inspiring to see, and it makes you feel like you could be on television too. I know some of us just want to do YouTube now, Chad. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video as we reviewed the best Dcom musical episodes. If you like the video, share, subscribe, tell somebody about it. Tell somebody about it over dinner or lunch. Check out my last video that I did, and yes, keep up with the channel. Enjoy, there's more to come. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, many blessings. Bye. Do you ever think to yourself, do you ever tune into a I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Because you're watching Disney Channel. Okay, what are we doing?